Hey everybody, it's been a while since I've done a video. I know, I usually do garden videos, and this year it was just horrible. There was 50 days, over 50 days of 100-degree temperatures or higher, even watering twice. Everything died. Well, almost everything died. The things that didn't die really didn't do anything until just now. And of course it's end of September now, and frost is probably about 4 weeks away. Maybe a little sooner, depending on which forecast you watch. The tomatoes are just now starting to flower. I did have some Buckbee's New. I had some wild cherry tomatoes. I had some black cherry tomatoes, thanks to Dale. But really, not a good season. One watermelon. The only really good thing about it was the potatoes. Had lots of potatoes, enough to can. Quite a few jars of that. And we had lots of herbs. Everything else kind of took a rest until just now, and it's about time to pull it all up. I'm going to let it go till the frost and see if I get anything, but I'm hoping for next year. I'm hoping things are better next year. Maybe I'll put in a little drip irrigation system. I watered these twice a day, everything twice a day, and it just wasn't good. It was bad. And I think it was bad in a lot of places. It was just bad. So what I'm doing now is I'm starting a new hobby. Thanks to Zach, I've really started to kind of get interested in this. It's something I've been interested in the past, but I've never really had the motivation to do it. And seeing what Zach is doing with his beer making and the cider making, it's all very interesting to me. It looks like fun. It looks like it's a good time. And you know what? Booze. You're making booze. Who could be upset? Who could be sad? Who could be bored making booze? I mean, really, it's simple. So I got a shipment today. Just a little background. I live in a town of about 40,000 people. We have a lot of stores here for a lot of things, but we do not have any stores that sell brew supplies, winemaking supplies. We don't have that. So instead of driving 50 miles to Wichita, I decided, you know what, I'm going to get online and I am going to search out what I need, compare some stores, and I found one. I'm not going to give them a shout out just yet because they did a great job packaging. Look at this. They heat sealed the bag of the small pieces. I've got my yeast in here. Got a couple different kinds of yeasts. I've got I've got screw caps because you know what? This is gonna be one of those classy type of drinks where you have the screw cap instead of the cork. Oh yeah, that's what this is gonna be. But I've got a couple of kinds of yeast. I've got the screw caps. I've got the little stopper, not the stopper, the clamp, the hose clamp, and the 5-foot-long PVC 5/16 inch siphon hose. All that was heat sealed, so if something happened to the shipping box or got jostled around, I wouldn't have all these pieces to pick up. It's just all right there. And then they put it in here. I ordered 3 of these jars. I'll explain that in a minute. And they put the jars in there, packaged this up, stuck it in that box with a whole bunch of newspaper. So I got the pink packing peanuts first of all. Then I got the newspaper in there, and then look at that. Yeah, 12 bottles. Let's see, how much did that cost actually? Just want to tell you about that. $14 for 12 bottles. Yeah, I may have been able to do better, but that's a pretty decent price. And like I said, I don't want to drive 50 miles one way to pick up my supplies. All of this cost me about $35, plus about $18 in shipping. I'm gladly going to fork over 18 bucks and do a 100-mile round trip to get my stuff. But if I'm in Wichita, I'll pick it up. I'll pick the stuff up at the stores there. And we go to San Antonio, Texas several times a year, so I might stop there, or on the way down in Oklahoma City or Austin or Dallas or something, if I know I need some supplies. But I'm really excited about this. I think it's going to go well. I'm going to make a chocolate lime mead first, and then I'm going to make a orange cranberry mead, and I'm going to make those both at the same time. That's why I have 3 jars. I've got 2 for the first batches that I'm going to make, and then I've got a third one. Once they get to a certain stage, you siphon off into another one, let it rest a little bit before you put it in the bottles. This process takes a while, so this isn't going to be something I'm going to be able to drink next week. This is something that's going to take several months to finalize. And you know, I've got the champagne yeast that's going to make a little drier mead. I've got the wine yeast that's going to make a sweeter mead. It's going to be something I'm going to experiment with. I'm going to use balloons on the top of the jars. Some people use the airlock devices, and they're pretty cheap, $1.50, $2. But you know what? My parents made wine when I was a kid. My grandparents made wine and it's stronger items when I was younger, and even before I was born. And they used balloons. And all you do is you poke a hole in the top, a very tiny hole, a pinhole. You stick that on there. It's going to inflate. It's going to let out a certain amount of gas. And then when it starts to deflate a little bit, that's when you know it's time to move it over into the next jar. And I'm going to sanitize all of this. I did not buy the sanitizing solution. You can buy the iodine rinse-free sanitizing solution. There are also mix recipes for you know, the certain amount of bleach to a certain amount of water. Some people use the sanitizing cycle on their dishwasher. We'll see what happens when I get to that point. I still have to go to the store and buy the stuff. I have the honey. I do not have the limes. I do not have the oranges or the cranberry juice yet. But hey, you know, that's going to come this weekend. It's Wednesday now. Still got a lot of stuff to do before then. And then we're going to get started, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm going to post everything from start to finish. Like I said, it is a long process. There's going to be some waiting. There's going to be some moving from one vessel to another. There's going to be some sitting on the shelf. I may not drink this until summer of next year. I may not be able to wait till summer of next year, and I may try some in the spring. I think I'm going to get 2 to 3 bottles per gallon. You know, these are fifth bottles, so they're you know, 5 of them equal a gallon. The problem with that is you know, you're gonna have a lot of fruit. You're gonna have some sludge in the bottom that you're not gonna want to siphon up. So I think realistically I'm gonna get about 3 bottles of mead per gallon, and that's gonna be enough to share if it tastes good. Now, if it doesn't make me go blind, I am going to post the video of me trying it out at the very end, and we'll see if it's worth a project that's going to be worth it for you guys to try, or if I screwed up somewhere. I remember I tried to make wine once right after I graduated from high school with a friend. I was probably about 21, 22 maybe, and the end result kind of smelled a little like puke. So I'm hoping I don't replicate that again, and I actually hope I do it a little bit better this time. I think it was a sanitization problem back then. Maybe I didn't have all my equipment sanitized, and you know, if you don't have your equipment sanitized, what do you got? Okay, well everybody, I hope you stick around and watch this process. If you have any questions, any ideas, any comments, do let me know, and we'll talk to you later. Take care.